Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bindi, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. If you would like to know what is the hardest part of law of attraction, continue watching. So, excuse me if my energy seems different in this video. I want you guys to know it's not coming from a bad place, it's coming from a beautiful and wonderful place, because what we're talking about today is something that changed law of attraction for me. And at this very moment, I'm in the process of manifesting something that I've wanted for a very long time. And we'll talk about it more next week. But yeah, just know that what we talk about today is genuine, and every message that I bring to you guys, I've learned through experience and practice. And I want you all to have the blessings and the life that you want because you deserve it. Okay, so have you noticed that law of attraction comes so easily to some people? Some people are able to manifest whatever they want, and it seems like they don't even have to think about it. It just happens. And then there are other people who it seems like everything that they want, the opposite happens. And have you ever really thought about what is the difference between these two types of people? What are these two people doing differently? I know from your comments from different law of attraction communities, I know that there are a lot of things that different people find difficult about the law of attraction. One of those things is the ability to slow down and listen to one's own thoughts. The other thing is also being able to identify what you want. But I want you guys to know that these two things are actually skills, and as long as you start to learn how to do it, it can become better over time. So it's okay if learning how to do these two things is difficult in the beginning, because they are both things that you have to learn how to do in order to become better at them. Because in order to become better at them, you have to get to know yourself a little bit better. But what is the actual most difficult thing about the law of attraction that holds so many of us in the same place for so long? And simply, it's surrendering. It is finding the courage and the strength to trust and to believe that what you want is on its way to you without trying to make it happen. A lot of times at the beginning of your law of attraction journey, you may feel the need to force certain emotions. Like you may feel like you have to always be happy because you don't want to mess with your vibration. So you feel like you can't experience what some people label as negative emotions. Or you may feel like you have to run away from certain things because you don't want to experience it. So if you feel sadness, you feel like you're already attracting more sadness, which isn't necessarily true. A lot of people also feel like law of attraction, especially at the beginning of their journey, they feel like law of attraction is so much about the event. A lot of people get into law of attraction because they really want to manifest something specific. So a lot of their spiritual growth and a lot of what they're learning about the law of attraction tends to gravitate and orbit around this idea of this one thing happening. For example, if you want to be a YouTuber, your whole spiritual practice may orbit around how many subscribers you have and when you pass a certain threshold. And when you feel the need to analyze your growth in such a concrete, physical, tangible way, a lot of times you might say, okay, well, since I know that my goal is having 10,000 subscribers, I need to work to make this happen. There are things that I know I can do to make this happen. So I need to do as much as I can to bring this into existence. And don't get me wrong, action It's not always required, but if you're working towards something that you're passionate about, it should feel easy. It should flow. It shouldn't feel forced. So action is not a bad thing, but it should never feel forced, and it should never feel like you're sacrificing parts of yourself in order to make your manifestation happen. Surrendering means having trust that there is something bigger than you that is working to bring your manifestations to you. I think that genuinely believing in law of attraction is genuinely believing that life happens for you and not to you, and genuinely believing that everything that happens is happening so that you can get to your greater good. I know that surrendering sounds really simple, and depending on your personality type, it may be, but for me, it was not. I was the type of person who, if I was in a group project, I did all the work because I didn't feel like anyone else could do it as good as I could. Like I used to be that type of person, the type of person who had to be in control of everything, and the type of person who had to monitor and micromanage all the little pieces so that I can get the outcome that I wanted. But in reality, the best way to surrender is to understand the power and the beauty and the significance of this present moment that we are in right now. Because if I'm the type of person who in the group project, I try to do everything myself, that's because instead of learning how to work with other people and listening to other people's ideas and growing from collaboration, I'm having anxiety about the end part. I'm end gaining. I'm trying to make sure that I get the best grade in the future instead of learning what I can get from this experience right now. So by focusing on the present moment, you are getting everything that you need to get from this present moment. If you're the type of person who feels like you do become obsessed with what you're trying to manifest, and your spiritual practice tends to revolve around the very thing that you're trying to create, by staying in the present moment, you can focus on your intentions. By staying in the present moment, you can understand whether what you're saying and doing in that present moment works towards your higher good, your highest good, whether you are acting in a way in that moment that aligns with the person that you want to be. Because that's all that we can do. That is all that we can do in this life, is make choices in specific moments that align with the reality that we want. A lot of the time we put so much pressure on ourselves to make the impossible happen, to control things that aren't even in our control. When in reality, if you choose to believe that there is a force of nature that is working with you, you got to understand, if you're collaborating with this force of nature, you're working together. So there is one part of the project that is your responsibility, but there's one part of the project that is not. Rid yourself of that anxiety of focusing on how it's going to happen, because when you focus on how it's going to happen and when you try to make it happen, you're creating more resistance. And that is the beauty behind surrendering. Surrendering is resolving resistance. Surrendering is saying, I know what I want, I know who I am, and that is enough for me. So now I will walk as this person every day of my life, and I will allow the universe to bring circumstances to me that allow me to grow into the person that I want to be. The universe doesn't tell time. The universe does not know different days of the week. The universe does not know let me not say doesn't know. The universe doesn't succumb to different monetary values. We put meaning to time and money, not the universe. And it can be really easy to forget that sometimes. So by surrendering, you are allowing yourself to just be a human. You're allowing yourself to just be present. You are allowing yourself to just experience. And when you experience, your life significance, I hate to I hate to compare it to food, but it's kind of just like that. Like, you can really taste every bit of life. And when you taste every bit of life, it's like the universe just keeps giving you more and more and more and more. And it's so beautiful and it's so wonderful. And all you have to do is choose to trust. And it's a hard decision, but when you make it, you will feel that weight lift off of your shoulders. I promise. That is all I have for today. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so other people can see that it has some value and that they can get some value from it. I appreciate you so much. If you want me to expand on anything that I talked about today, just leave a comment down below and I will be happy to. And last but not least, please make sure to subscribe so that you can be around for next week's video. Love you so much. Talk to you soon.